Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga today addressed another joint press conference with the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. And I paid very close attention to that address. And two things were very clear. The first thing which caught my attention was the announcement that William Ruto will officially launch Raila Odinga's bid for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission.
Honorable Raila Odinga represents Kenya's voice, values, and aspirations on the continent. As he steps forward, let us stand with him, not just as a government, but as a united people. At this stage, let me just say that it is also programmed that next week, on the 27th of August 2024, His Excellency President Ruto will be formally launching the candidacy of the Kenyan candidate in the name of Raila Odinga.
And the second thing which also came out very clearly, which is going to form the basis of this analysis, was the announcement by Raila Odinga that is going to quit Kenyan politics as he focused now on his bid of becoming the chair of the African Union Commission.
To begin to work for the continent once I'm elected. That's going to be in February next year. At the moment, I'm involved in the campaign, but that does not mean that Kenya ceases to exist. I'm not going to be very active in Kenyan politics henceforth, as I continue now to focus my attention on the continental campaign. But it is a phase, it is a transitional phase from active participation in Kenyan politics to moving towards African continental politics.
Let me ask you this question. Why do you think Raila Odinga made the announcement that is going to step back from actively participating in Kenyan politics? That's exactly what I want us to analyze in this particular video. But before we do that, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send back money to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rates, and the money will be delivered instantly into M-Pesa accounts in Kenya, Airtel Money accounts, and of course, if you want, the money will be delivered directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. Raila Odinga is running for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission, which means Raila Odinga, if he will succeed, will not participate in Kenyan politics. And of course, you all know that opinions are actually divided. There are those who believe that should Raila Odinga succeed, he's going to the AU, and then at the right time, he will resign and come back and contest for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. But there's also those who believe very strongly that should Raila Odinga win his bid, then he's going to stick there and serve his term, because the term runs for like 8 years, which means by the time we'll be going for the next election in 2027, Raila Odinga shall not have even served half of his term. But why would Raila Odinga announce to the country that is exiting Kenyan politics? That's exactly what I want us to analyze. For me, number one, I tend to think that when William Ruto and Raila Odinga agreed to work together, one of the things they agreed on was Raila Odinga's participation in Kenyan politics. And why would they make that agreement? Number one, William Ruto wanted to have peace to rule. He wanted to rule peacefully. As long as Raila Odinga was going to participate in Kenyan politics, there is no way, and I want to repeat myself, there was no way William Ruto was going to rule this country peacefully. You know why? Raila Odinga, in the last election, won almost more than half, based on IBC research alone. In members in parliament, Azimio won the majority. Those are facts. Azimio controls the bulk of the country. William Ruto managed in the central region and of course in the Rift Valley. But the rest of the country, Raila Odinga. That alone means that there was no way William Ruto was going to enjoy legitimacy. But he wanted to rule peacefully. So I think they negotiated that, Baba, we were under AU. Then let me rule peacefully. I'll do everything possible to make sure you win. So I think they negotiated for that. Number two, there is also the 2027 politics. Already it is taking shape. William Ruto's game plan for 2027, and I've explained this on many occasions on this platform, is not very clear. William Ruto is not looking to the mountain. And the mountain is also leaving William Ruto at a very high speed. Which means by 2027, William Ruto might not have the support of the mountain. Which begs the question, where can William Ruto get the votes to recover the loss in the mountain? ODM strongholds. So he's made a promise to Raila, let me send you to AU, but I'll require your support. Even if not directly, where we end at two, I'll deal with it. So I'm looking at the 2027 politics as part of the deal with Raila Odinga. And also, and this is now also emerging, that the mountain, through Rigathi Gachagua, were really blackmailing William Ruto. Just like when Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, you remember how William Ruto really bullied Uhuru Kenyatta because of numbers of MPs and the rest. So to deal with Mount Kenya blackmail, William Ruto decided to reach out to Raila Odinga. Remember, there's always the Raila phobia. And the moment William Ruto reached out to Raila Odinga, he got some proof, some buffer proof somewhere. Which means Mount Kenya can no longer blackmail William Ruto with the numbers that, you know, we can do this, if you cannot do this. They cannot. So that is the first reason why Raila announced that he's quitting, because it's part of the deal with William Ruto. Number two, Raila Odinga, in my view, is also rebranding. What do I mean? There is no way you can become the chair of the African Union Commission when in your country people are fighting, when so many things are happening in your country. So I think Raila Odinga wants to now rebrand as a statesman. How can he rebrand as a statesman? First of all, support William Ruto to deal with the Kenyan situation. You know, there was no way Raila would go to another country and explain to them why he wants to become the chair of the African Union Commission, explain how he's going to initiate peace in those countries, because so many countries in this republic, in this continent, are fighting. There was no way he's going to explain to those countries to support his bid if, for example, he cannot solve his own problems in his own county or country for that matter. So Raila is, in my view, is rebranding. He wants to be a statesman, someone who is beyond local politics. So when he'll be going to other countries, people will know Raila Odinga is no longer a politician. His party, he has handed it over to Gladys Wanga, Abdul Swamad Nasir, Ostrosi, Arati. His allies are now part of government. So he's rebranding as a statesman. Number three, I also tend to think that the main reason why Raila Odinga has announced that he's going to quit active politics in Kenya is because he wants to focus on his bid. There is a time we made the calculation with a friend of mine that at that time, even if Raila Odinga were to visit each of the African countries every single week, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week, there was no way he was going to finish all of them. But now, we had Raila Odinga previously running for the AU. Then we have ODM calling for a press conference somewhere there. We had Azimio calling for a press conference there. Raila Odinga needed to attend all of them. Of course, you know this, the fallout within Azimio. Kalonzo Musyoka dragging the name of Raila Odinga. The other side is fighting with Kenya Kwanza. You know, it was not just going to be possible for him to focus. So I think Raila Odinga is key now on focusing. He doesn't want any distraction from the price. And that's why he told the Kenyans that Kenyan politics, please excuse me, but do you think Raila Odinga can survive without politics? He made the announcement. I'll be waiting for Raila Odinga because we'll share a podium. He'll be coming to Kisumu here over the weekend. And maybe, just maybe he'll talk politics. But it's going to be very difficult to see Raila Odinga without talking politics. Number four, there was also some negative publicity which was being generated every time Raila Odinga was focusing on Kenyan politics. I remember at some point when Raila Odinga engaged himself in Kenyan politics, another name of a potential candidate from Tanzania came back. At some point also, the name of Jakaya Kikwete came back. So, to avoid those negative publicity, in my view, Raila Odinga has decided, let us focus on the price. And lastly, I'm also looking at the decision as part of the requirements for one to be elected as the chair of the African Union Commission. You need to be a statesman. You need to be just an African who is not partisan as far as politics is concerned. So let us wait and see how all these things are going to unfold. But there's also another very important question. What next for ODM party? After Raila Odinga announced that he's going to quit active politics in Kenya. What are some of the political implications of Raila Odinga's move? Until tomorrow, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.